Rainey, the reigning NBA champs, continuing their quest to repeat today in Milwaukee, as the Bucks, following a split in Boston and 3 days off, return to Fiserv Forum to host the Celtics in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Milwaukee won Game 1 of this series on the strength of a triple-double from Giannis and an all-around brilliant performance by Drew Holiday. Boston with the response in Game 2, led by Jaylen Brown, who had 30 points, 25 in the first half. And, of course, Jason Tatum, who continues to shine as one of the game's brightest young stars. There will be no sweeps in the second round of the 2022 NBA playoffs, with Dallas and Philadelphia winning last night. Game 3, Memphis Golden State tonight on ABC. Dave Pasch, Hall of Famer Hubie Brown, and Malik Andrews here with Game 3 of this series. Hubie, Milwaukee managed to win one game in Boston despite Giannis not shooting well. Right. Mike Budenholzer, the coach, told us before the game, Giannis always figures it out. Well, he's going to need to if they're going to win this series.
Yeah, when you look at it, you look at his point, 26 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. It looks like he's really moved. Well, he's having a very difficult time because he's also got 5 turnovers and he's taking 26 shots a game. Now, the big thing for him today, he's got to make the three-point play below the foul line. If you're going to get fouled, hopefully that you're going to foul, go to the foul line and make the three-point play. Now, you know he's going to challenge all the double teaming, whether it's down in the backcourt or whether he's inside the painted area.
Boston was the best defense in the NBA during the regular season. You see how Giannis has struggled primarily against Rob Williams, Grant Williams, and Al Horford. And with more on that, let's check in with Malik Andrews.
Dave, you mentioned it. The Celtics, they've hung their hat on defense all season long. But in this series, that responsibility, it falls chiefly on Grant Williams and Al Horford because they are tasked with slowing down Giannis Antetokounmpo. And Grant Williams told me that while they're very different players, he actually found some confidence in the fact he was able to guard Kevin Durant in that first round. It gave him more confidence to guard the 2-time MVP and finals MVP in this series. And so far, they've been pretty successful, holding Giannis to under 50% shooting in consecutive games for the first time since January. But all of that takes a toll on his body, Dave, because Grant Williams told me he's had to spend a little bit more time in the ice bath this series.
Oh, no question. And on the other side, offensively, Boston's really good as well. They got 2 great young stars, and even though Tatum and Brown are in their mid-20s, they've got a lot of playoff experience. Jaylen Brown already with 4 30-point games in the playoffs as we look at our smooth moves brought to you by Gillette. One of those 30-point games, Game 2 of this series.
Well, you just like the total package. In this game, he steps up and makes 6 out of 10 threes. He comes in with a solid 30 points. But remember, he's an excellent defender and rebounder, and he's murder out in the open floor because of his athletic speed.
3 of his 4 30-point games have come against Milwaukee. You look at his numbers over the course of his career in the postseason. An all-star 2 years ago, 25 years old. But he's played in 3 conference finals. Big news for Boston. Marcus Smart, the Defensive Player of the Year, is back. Will start Game 3. Tip is coming up after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
I was a betting man. I was a bet that maybe he was going to have a great game.
Three-pointer. He is on fire.
How you respond is everything.
Jason Tatum delivering in the clutch for the series.
The NBA Conference semifinals on ABC is delivered by Chipotle. Real ingredients, real flavor. Chipotle, for real.
An even series is not a restart. It is the raising of the stakes.
Run it up. I cannot quit it. I need it. I ain't where I want to be. I can admit it. Never submitting. I'm fighting my darkest of thoughts. I am a force.
I thrive through physicality.
They punch us in the mouth. I think that's what the playoffs are about.
Now is a time to be bold.
Oh, I'm shining. Nothing can stop me. Run it up. Run it up. Run it up. Run it up. Run it up.
In the playoffs, hero and villain can be the same man's role.
He's eviscerating the Celtics.
That was a work of art.
I mean, it wasn't surprising, but when you see it, though, you like, Damn.
Exactly.
No looking back.
I am driven, I won't ever get tired, because I've been left behind, I have to get right.
No looking ahead.
Jaylen Brown from downtown.
Playing for the now.
Run it up, run it up, run it up.
It's Game 3 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. NBA playoffs presented by Google Pixel in Milwaukee for Game 3. Celtics-Bucks delivered by Chipotle. The reigning NBA champions trying to inch one step closer to the conference finals. Taking on a Boston team that was 2-0 on the road in the first round of their sweep of Brooklyn. Starting lineup brought to you by Modelo. Marcus Smart, as we mentioned, is back after missing Game 2 with a quad injury. The problem that plagued him in January, missed a handful of games. So Tatum, Brown, Williams, Smart, and Horford the starting five for Boston. Meanwhile, a change for Milwaukee. Chris Middleton is still out, not expected to play in this series. But Grayson Allen makes his first career postseason start. Bobby Portis will now come off the bench. Portis had started the last 5 games, did not start games 1 and 2 of their first round series against Chicago because Chris Middleton was the starter, but as we mentioned, he's out because of a knee injury. It's possible that Middleton could be back for this postseason, even perhaps in this series. No real update other than that he's progressing. And obviously they miss him. He's a 3-time All-Star, big-time scorer. Had a 40-point game in the finals against Phoenix last year in their championship run.
Well, you're dealing with the loss of your second leading scorer, high percentage shooter, 3-ball, 2-ball, and then also at the end of the game can finish for you and make the big shot. So that is a major loss.
And Jason Tatum played in 2 conference finals already, 3-time All-Star. As we said, you've got young guys on this Boston team, but when it comes to playoff experience, they've been in the big moments. They've handled them well. Phenomenal crowd here, but this Boston team certainly will not be intimidated by it.
No, you come into this game, you're 1-1, but you have held a team, Milwaukee, third leading scorer during the season, 115 points a game, to 93 points. That's 22 points under their average. Can they do that in this building? Big question.
Zach Zarba will jump it up. Lopez and Williams at center court. Game 4 is Monday, then back to Boston for Game 5 Wednesday. Game 3 is underway here at Fiserv Forum.